So I'll go live again. Hi, everybody. So I'm very excited and very happy to share the knowledge of healing the relationship with your parent, be it your mother or father, or a father or mother figure in your life, whoever is like your father or mother. So I have had a lot of people, coming into one-on-one clarity call and telling me, Shiva, I'm having so many issues with my parents. They are not understanding me. I want to travel around the world. I want to quit my job. I want to find my passion and purpose and live my life to the fullest. But I'm stopping a lot thinking about what my parents will think or how they will feel bad, and not to hurt them. I just don't take massive actions. So I have taken a lot of actions. I have quit my job. I did tell my parents I did quit my job, right? So when I quit my job, or when I moved to Goa, or even when I went to Thailand, I did not tell my parents that I'm going to do all this, because I know that my parents would impose their fears in me, and I had to deal with that first and process all the new challenges that I am myself going to take while going into the new challenge. So I didn't tell them, right? So over the time, they realized, they trusted me more, and they just let me go. I was in Thailand, and one day my mom told me, go do whatever you want, go do whatever you like. I felt like, wow, that's like honey in my ears. Thank you so much for saying that. And it took like almost 5 years to earn the trust and confidence, and it was not easy along the way. There was so much of emotional drama, pain, tears, lot. During 2020, there was this lockdown. We all know the lockdown, right? So from 2021 February, I started living alone, even though my parents were in the same city in Chennai. And it was so much of emotional drama. There were times when my mom would just call and cry. And I had to figure out, what should I do with all this? And that was also the time where I was focusing on myself, doing my inner work and mindset work. And sometimes I just had to cut the call and move on with my life. Gratefully, it eventually, worked out, and I took actions that I intuitively felt right. Sometimes we have confusions like, am I making a right decision? Am I making a wrong decision? You don't know. Okay, I have to stick to this angle. So if we have intention for our growth, for our peace, which is eventually, peace and growth for people around us, it is good. As long as a person doesn't intend to hurt somebody or harm somebody, it is definitely a right decision. Sometimes our decisions might not end up just like we want, but if we just keep fearing about, about the risk and the worst case scenarios, we will never take action. Trust me, I have done a lot, like quitting my job, changing my job, getting 140% hike, finding my passion and purpose, going to Goa, living there for 13 months, living in Thailand for 2 months. I did all of this. And over the time, I realized that I didn't plan any of this perfectly. One day I woke up and I just quit my job. I submitted my resignation. It was not planned or anything like that. It was strong, intuitive calling. I respected, and I came along, and I'm very grateful I did that. So it was me choosing progress over perfection every single time, not worrying about the mistakes I could do. So that is one of the key elements for me to make so much of progress in my life, where I live my best life today. I'm very, 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 very grateful that I'm living my best life today. Today was once impossible, and it is possible today because along the way, I also gathered the blessings from my parents. So when I started living alone for 6 months, I didn't talk to them at all. No contact. Literally, I know there will be a lot of drama I had to deal with, so I just shut them off. It was kind of not so pleasant, of course, but I had to do it and be on my own without any disturbance. And for me, it worked out very best, very well. And after 6 months of living alone, all on my own, like taking care of my food, clothing, shelter, my peace, and everything, one day I called them and they were like in a situation where, will I at least talk to them? So I kind of pushed them to that extent to live my life the way I want during 2021 February. So I started then. That's why I'm here today, where I'm free to do anything I want. And I have completely got the trust from my parents. Excuse me. So I just wanted to say that. So I did this one major move. I called my parents, like after 6 months of not talking with them at all. I called my parents and I invited them for a lunch. Okay. So I invited my mom, dad. Mind me, I was not talking to them at all, and I invited them for a lunch. And we were just sitting, something happened that made all three of us end up in tears. And it's something good I said. Can you guess what I said? Somebody's wishing me good day, nice shirt. Thank you so much. I love this shirt too. People joining, if you have any questions about improving relationship with your parents, feel free to ask me because I think I'm a pro. Okay, from that extreme extent of having so much of hatred towards my parents, I was like blaming them. I was telling, I'm working in IT, I'm suffering so much because you didn't do that right in your young age, or that, or this, or what not. It took me a lot of mindset, inner work to realize that my life results is my responsibility. And I took ownership and I started working on that. So I'll try to make this life as short as possible. So guess what I told my parents that day? Both my mom and dad, they were just sitting beside me eating something in chicken or something. By the time I was a vegan. So I told them, for everything that you have done from my childhood till this moment, for every effort of support and every moment of love, thank you. Thank you for all that. And I'm very fulfilled with all the efforts you made. Guess what happened? We all three started crying, like tears came out non-stop. And it was non-stop, like, my father was like eating some chicken piece and he was like crying. And it was good. And I released a lot of, blockages that day from my heart. Just think how many adults nowadays in their 20s and 30s go to their parents and say, I know that you have tried your best. And I'm fulfilled for that. Thank you for that. Ancestral blessing is a very important thing for us to prosper, whether parents are around or not. It's important for us to express it in some ways, all right? So this is your sign. Go tell your parents this. After saying this, stay with them for like 1 or 2 minutes. It will be like a fun new experience. I guarantee you it will heat a lot out of you. And before this lunch event, I told my parents that I'm very fulfilled for all the efforts that they have made for me. I wrote 2 notebooks for both of my parents, one for my mother and one for my father. And in each notebook, I wrote every moment from my childhood I could remember. for the moments that I felt so good and thankful. For example, like, thank you, Amma, for um, finding best chicken pieces while you serve food for me. Thank you, Dad, for helping me learn ride bicycle without giving up, even though I was a slow learner. So these kind of very, very small, small moments I gathered and I put that in a notebook. I wrote, thank you, Amma, like for like many number of pages in a short uh, ruled notebook. And it was like a great release of energy for me. And my mindset from blaming them, having hatred towards them, anger towards them, noticing how they have not been good enough, all that shifted to the point where I felt immense gratitude in my heart. Oh, I'm alive today because of you guys. Somehow, somehow you have given me all that you could, and you behaved in the best ways you could, and you did do your best. And I see that and I feel fulfilled for that. So that is the best gift I think anybody can give to any of the parents. Go share that, because we don't talk about it often. It's so good. So the moments, where I wrote those notebooks, what happened? I cried and cried and cried. In that notebook, there will be like, teary spots here and there. I still have those notebooks with me. My father made a Xerox copy of that. And it was a very nice experiment, and it was a very nice experience. Like, I just, I started writing a lot at that time, and it was a very nice experiment to write gratitude to my parents. It was an intuitive assignment, I felt. I was taking many personal development trainings, and at that point, I was focusing on relationship, like with spouse, friends, siblings, parents, workplace, and all that. And intuitively, I felt to work on the relationship with my parents the most, and I did that intuitive assignment. I respect my ideas, and that is how I unleash my the skill of accessing my intuition to the fullest. It is there's still a long way to go, but I'm very happy that I have come a long way. And I suggest you that intuitive assignment that I got 3 years ago, and it helped me improve the relationship with my parents. I'm 30, not married. I'm yet to be married. I'm very happily single, and my parents are okay with it. They don't have fears like how my daughter will be in the future. Oh, she's not married. They have unshakable confidence and trust on me, because I have given them so much of success proof and happy proofs that I am happy. I'm living my life. I will take care of myself, and I'm doing things independently and all that. So when you win that confidence and trust, you can see that other wonderful side of your parents too. So how to understand them more? Even though I have improved my relationship with my parents during 2021, I think in the last year or something, I started living with my parents again. I had a health issue, and I had to be there. I couldn't move around because the doctor told me I can't go out because of some allergies I got. So I was stuck with my parents and their fears and also their patterns. So eventually I had to adjust with them, and I'm not so great at adjusting. I am the person who changes things and go for it. And at that time, I had to adjust because I was sick. So I started developing the old kind of hatred patterns again. And then one day, I took my MacBook and I opened a Google sheet. I started noting down all the problems my parents had. One column for my mother, one column for my father. And I realized, like, if I was also like them and had problems like them, I probably would be behaving in the same way. So from negative emotions, when we switch our mindset towards understanding what they are going through and why they are behaving that way, it heals a lot in us. It helps us let go a lot of our negative emotions, and it lets us be more of who we really, really are. Right? When we are away from the negative emotions, we are more of the real us. Have you ever felt that? It's awesome. It's freaking awesome, by the way. I wish everyone could live that version to the most of the time. So setting boundaries. So setting boundaries with my parents has been, like has been a roller coaster ride. Has has a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes I had to be so harsh. I had to be so harsh to my father. I had to tell him, I don't want you to buy mutton biryani for me anymore. I have become a vegan and you have to come back and take it back. Otherwise, I'll put it in the trash. And that is how, he stopped uh, things that he likes to me without, considering my desires and my action steps. So I had sometimes had to, set boundaries harshly. And over the time, I realized that sometimes we have to tell it ahead. Like, this is my plan. I'm going to incorporate these kind of changes in my life. I'm going to do these kind of projects. And I'm going to let you know now so that you will not be shocked in the future or, like surprised and feel traumatic about it. We chill. So sometimes we have to tell them ahead and it reduces a lot of stress in them. People, as they approach the old age, their fear of abandonment increases. What if my child leaves me? What if I, like go without a partner or end up in an old age home or, not have people care for me who love me? These kind of fears just rises up as people age, like even for the people in 30s or 40s, people can relate to that to a certain extent, right? So we have to give them assurance, like set boundaries politely, yet also include them in some occasions. Take them out for lunch, dinner. It will make them feel inclusive. It's not like, they're living a life away from them. It's like we are enjoying together. When is the last time you took your parent out for a lunch or dinner? Take them. They deserve your quality time. I have parents like who come to my sessions who are like 50s or in their 60s and they say, my son is not talking to me, my daughter is not talking to me. They are working, talking with their parents and their partners or children, and I don't see my son as my son or as my daughter. Like I want them. So they also need that, parent-child time. So spend some time with them. And set boundaries, express authentically. It is important for us to communicate. It is very, very important for us to communicate what we feel. I had to communicate to my parents, like, don't tell me that I am old again and again. Only when we communicate, they will know that we don't like certain things they say and we like certain things we say. Communication is the key. Authentic communication is the key. And the way we say it also matters. The tone we say it matters. We have to say it from the energy of love and not out of fear or frustration or hatred. So before we go and communicate, we need to work on ourselves first, right? When we are strong, calm, and composed, and kind of in a very relaxed state, people can read energy, they will respond to our energy. So when we communicate from that state, they will also understand, get into the beautiful energy and respond accordingly. Maybe they'll understand more. Maybe they will also change the tone of voice, right? A lot of problems happen in communication because of the tone of voice. So when we are calm and composed and operate from the energy of love, like self-love and love for all, things fall into the right places for us to be more happy and healthy. So express, like, I don't like the way you say it to me. Sometimes we have to make them understand, right? I have seen my parents, just calling me for attention in some kind of problems. So sometimes when we give that quality time, it won't come in negative ways, but positive ways. Somebody's asking me, how is my life going? My life is going better than expected. I never thought even I will be alive in 2024, during 2019. So I'm very happy. I'm feeling very blessed, very, very grateful. Thank you so much. Love your energy. Good going. Thank you. How are you good in communication? How can we improve communication? So I improved my communication through a lot of practice. I made a lot of videos and I worked on my fears and anxiety. So when the fear and anxiety about how others think of me reduces, our confidence increases. And I have a lot of success proofs. I do a lot of journaling, gratitude journaling, success journaling, which gives me a lot of positive proof that I have, tried and practiced and succeeded in a lot of attempts. So that gives me confidence to communicate better. So to set boundaries with your parents, understand them, what they're also going through, from which perspective they are talking. They also have fears, like what relative things, or what their friends think, and what they have to answer to them. Right? That is their kind lifestyle, and you have to understand that a little, maybe not 100%, but maybe 1% doable. So we can do that and express, this is what I want, this is what I need. Initially, it might seem like they might not take it very well. But when we say it in different ways, when we take them to different places and say it in different environments, it registers. Okay, if you keep saying, then this is what I want, I don't want anything else, please don't disturb me, let me go into my room. If you keep saying that, there is no pattern change, right? So the way we say it has to be changed, as many ways as possible, in as pleasant ways as possible, and it makes a difference. So make efforts towards better relationship with your parents. It's so worth it, because when you try to understand them, you also understand yourself more. When you understand yourself more, you also have practice to understand them more. So it all starts with ourselves. Work on yourself. Know who you really are. Know what your decisions are based on, how your decision making is shaped. So know more of that. You will understand more of you, eventually more of others. And relationship with your parents will be reflected with your partners, with your children, friends, even work. So at work, so improve your relationship with yourself first. Are you a good friend to you? Are you kind to you? Are you supportive to you? Are you a little bit strict with you when you want to be, productive in your work and stuff? So work on your inner peace, and it will definitely be rewarded one day. Keep working towards that. If you have any questions, like, I told this to my parents, but I'm not sure if they have taking it. How do I communicate it better? How do I work on myself? How do I bring peace to myself? How do I be happy first? How do I be brave to take new decisions out of my comfort zone? How do I initiate on my own out of my comfort zone? How do I be more productive? How do I eat well, sleep well on time? How do I be a leader? Like, how do I lead myself better first? So if you want answers for all these questions, there are many customized solutions for you, right? I can tell many generic solutions here just targeted for thousands of people. But when you contact me, in Instagram bio, there is a link through which you can schedule a one-on-one clarity call. Which you can talk to me directly. Like, you can ask me, like, Shiva, I want to know how to make my desires happen. I'm trying to manifest, but it's not happening. I'm learning a lot, but I'm not implementing a lot. I know a lot, but I don't do a lot. How do I do that? So what is stopping you? I can help you process all those emotions in healthy, structured ways, and progress towards implementing your ideas and solutions in peaceful and, graceful ways, at ease. Life can be from grace and ease. It is absolutely possible. Even setting boundaries can be done from ease and peace. For daughter and sons, uh, for parents who have been separated, it's whole another story and whole another set of traumas, and there's a lot. So In that case, children, they have a lot of fear of abandonment. So that can also be processed, healed, and those traumas or negative emotions that has been accumulated in mind, body, and soul can be let go in easier ways than you can ever think. Contact me, DM me, we can get on a call and talk through and analyze what could be the best solutions. Because solutions are available. We just have to know it, implement it, know it, and implement it. Okay, I don't want to make this a very long life. I'm looking to talk to you one on one in a charity call. See you soon. Bye.